wake up, no sleeping, there's a dream to chase. Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to NXT with NaJee, a part of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, aka The Whip Show, and also a part of BodySlam.net. That's right, this is episode 58, and we are less than 2 weeks away from NXT Homecoming. That's right, just a couple weeks away. Actually, I think like 9 days, something like that. But I'm super excited about it. I'm so excited to where I wanted to switch things up this time for the episode. This isn't a normal episode of NXT whatsoever. NXT with NaJee. This is, I guess, LFG with NaJee if you want to, because this is a very, very, very special edition. Ladies and gentlemen, we got from the mean streets. Come on now, hold on a second. I gotta make sure I do this right. And play this theme song. Ladies and gentlemen, from the mean streets of Orange County, next gen LFG superstar, Matt Bloom's HR team's worst nightmare, aka the ultimate troll, already a legend in our hearts, my friend and my brother from another. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for sexy BJ Ray.
Yes, sir. What you know about the girls in the parking lot, G? Hey,
Yo,
Big
what's up,
Dodge,
man?
Big Dodge in the house. What's happening, gangster? How are you,
Good, dude. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. How about yourself?
bro? Doing fantastic. Doing a whole lot better after that intro, bro. You killed it.
Yeah, but that was fun.
That was
That was
fire,
dope.
bro. That was fire. Now I gotta hit my intro, bro. We're talking at the number one guy in the wrestling business, covering everything wrestling. Your boy Big Naj, bro.
Oh,
NAJ,
shoot.
baby. Come on, baby. Let's go.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Hold on. I think I can hit my theme music too.
Yeah, you
Hold
gotta
on a
hit your theme
second. I
music.
got it on here. There it is.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's a banger. That's a banger.
What's up, brother? How you been, man? How's everything been going?
Dude, everything's been going good, just going throughout this process of WWE LFG season two. Obviously, I would assume a lot of people watch season one and tuned into that, and it's the BJ Ray show, you know what I'm saying? But season two's been it's been fun, bro. It's been fun so far. And for all of you guys who've been watching and staying tuned, we've had a lot going on recently, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, everything's going good in the hood, bro. Just literally just doing my thing.
Heck yeah, man. Well, shoot, dude. Thank you so much for coming back on the show. Like I said, man, it's crazy. You've been around for so long now. We're starting to see your family pop up at the PC. Your mom's been coming around a lot the last couple of months to come see you do your thing, dog. So that's been pretty sick, bro. Happy belated birthday to your mother, by the way. Shout out to Mom
Yes,
Dukes.
sir.
Big supporter,
Appreciate you,
big
bro.
supporter. Heck yeah,
Yeah.
man. How's that feeling? Like, having your family around now that you've been around for a little bit.
Dude, it's nice, bro. It's fun. My parents, they try to come out here every so often, and yeah, shout out mom's happy birthday. She just had her birthday not too long ago. But yeah, dude, it's fun to have her come around, and it's funny. I love when I bring her around to the performance center and everybody is cracking jokes with her, just like I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you put up with this guy. And like, nah, just all love though. But no, it's fun to have her around. And what's funny is, people get to see where I got my crackhead energy from. Because dude,
Uh-huh.
I get it from my mom, bro. She's crazy, bro. She's crazier than me.
How does she feel seeing you blow up as much as you have? Because, bro, you gotta admit, like, it's been happening crazy quick, ridiculously.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You know what's crazy is they like it, but my parents kind of like, to them, bro, if I'm being honest with you, bro, they expected it. Like ever since I was a kid, my parents would always tell me, excuse me, my parents would always say, dude, like you're gonna do something in the entertainment business. Like you were made for this, you were born for this. And it was weird, dude, to see what they said from when I was a kid come to fruition. They just expected it, and obviously they're super excited for me, they're super glad for me. But yeah, they're just enjoying the process along with me. And dude, what's funny is like my parents, like they get more excited than me because I'm kind of chill, bro. I don't read into too much stuff. I don't pay attention to it. I'm a man on a mission. I'm like, bro, we got levels and levels and levels ahead to
Yeah.
conquer and keep climbing. But my parents are always calling me like, oh, you see this person said this? Do you see this person on Twitter said this? Or
Oh no, not
it's
them being
hilarious.
locked in.
Yeah, they're locked in, bro. They got the notifications turned on X, bro. They're paying close attention, bro. They're paying close attention. But no, dude, it's cool. It's cool. And it's been a lot of fun. And you're right, dude. Like, what's funny is as we've talked before, a lot of people will call me cocky, whatever the case may be. But I just know what the reality are, and you go by the stats, you go by the numbers, and I am the ratings machine. I am the ratings machine,
I'll
and I
deny
am
it.
number one pound for pound. I mean, what guy Naj hasn't even had a match on NXT TV yet, but's one of the most over wrestlers in the internet wrestling community, in the WWE community in general, I
Yeah.
mean, you were at WWE World in Las Vegas at the convention center. You
Hmm.
saw what happened when I was walking around. I was getting swarmed. I said, "Yo, Naj, help me out, bro."
Yeah.
I was like, Garvey, Dodge Garvey, because I was just getting swarmed, bro. I was like a running back. I was
Yeah,
like
bro. That.
Saquon with the ball in my hand, bro. It's just that's the name of the game, dude. And I've built this, I built this, and we built this, you being a day one guy from the very beginning and helping me build this, and then all the rest of the BJ gang, the BJ Army, my family, my
Mhm.
friends, everybody. It's been a lot of hard work, and a lot of people don't get to see that side of things. They don't. They see the funny, they see the goofy, they see the troll, they see me doing my thing on LFG, but as you know, this industry is a lot of hard work, and it's a moving system, and it moves fast, and it's difficult to stay on top of everything. But I'm just capitalizing on every opportunity that I can.
Dog, and you're not wasting a single one of them either, dog. It's amazing. Like since since LFG season two has started, it's felt like it's been a completely different BJ Ray, but also like the same BJ Ray at the same time. And I know that like
Yeah,
I mentioned that before in the last interview that we had,
yeah,
that there's always like there's always growth between each stage in life. So what did you learn this time? I'm gonna ask it again because I think it's important. Going from season one to like season two, which is still going on right now. On
yeah.
A&E every single Sunday. What's different between season one BJ and season two BJ? Obviously, you brought some of the strong points with you, but what did
Yeah.
you add that's going to make it a little bit different?
I mean, honestly, dude, my approach going into season two, as soon as they asked me to do season two, they're like, dude, we need you. A&E's like, you're the ratings machine. We need you, bro. So I was like, all right, let's do it. And I kind of always go into everything with a little agenda, a little game plan. And I really, going into season two, I just wanted to run a case study. And I know I had talked with you about this before, but
Mhm.
the whole point, my whole win for season two and what I was looking and am looking to get out of season two is, to get the legends to basically admit, or they don't even realize they're going to admit it, but that their personal bias got in the way of their business and their professionalism. And that's what happened because we all clearly know who is the best WWE superstar on LFG season one. I mean, you look at what the people say. At the end of the day, all that matters is ass and seats, entertainment. Who do people want to click on? Who do people want to watch wrestle? Who do people want to see? And like I said earlier, pound for pound, hands down, everybody knows it. All the office knows it. All creative knows it. Sean knows it. Triple H knows it. It's me. And so with my approach in season two was like it's crazy because with these whole reality TV things, you can't really control everything because they could chop up anything, cut everything. They have their own agenda of how they want to present something or how they want to tell a story. But my whole mission, I went in just like good old Johnny Appleseed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in here and right off
Mhm.
the rip, I'm not gonna like, it's hard for me to put it on, but I was like, I'm just gonna kind of behave, kind of keep it cool. I'm gonna come out here and I'm just gonna wrestle and show these guys what's up. And I was like, if I give them a little bit, give them a little bit of, respect and chill a little bit, I guarantee you that they'll come out and they'll say, yo, BJ, you got a lot better. BJ, oh my gosh, you're wrestling so good. And dude, that's exactly what happened. I mean, my first match with Harlem Lewis, I go out there, wrestle how I've always wrestled, bro. I didn't switch one thing. I just went out there and did what I always do. And then now all of a
Mhm.
sudden it's like, wow, BJ, you're so much better now. I got Bubba casting me his first point, his first team point. And I'm just like, oh, so now my wrestling is good.
Right, and we'll
Now
talk
my
about Bubba
wrestling's
later.
sweet.
Don't worry, I
Yeah,
got
yeah,
some
yeah,
questions
yeah.
for you about Bubba later. But
Yeah, 100%.
so like with this, and like you said, you didn't switch up much. I was gonna ask you if there were any challenges, but on this past episode, I did notice. Maybe not this past episode, like 2 episodes ago, I noticed that the challenge for you is being a baby face.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
how like talk. Let's talk about that. What was that like for you trying to be a baby face when being a heel is so natural for you?
Well, dude, what's funny is that, they're trying to challenge me. They want me to be a baby face. And for me, it's like, when I wrestle, I don't think, oh, I'm gonna be a heel or oh, I'm gonna be a baby face. I'm just me and I just crank it to a 20. And a lot of the times naturally it gets a baby face reaction. And so for me, I felt like them giving me the task to wrestle as a baby face, which is an extremely hard task with the amount of people that, hate me. um, I feel like I did it very, very well, and I've been doing it on this season so far very, very well. And it's crazy because this entire season, everybody just bitches and complains and wants to get things their own way and wants to, oh, I'm a heel, I want to wrestle heel, I'm a baby, I want to wrestle baby. I haven't complained one time. I compete as whatever they tell me to compete as, and every time, bro, like I said, they even said it. I don't know if they put it in the show or not, but Taker even said, he's like, "Yo, you got a gift. You could be a baby face on Monday, a heel on Tuesday, and a baby face on Wednesday, and the people get behind it." And that's
Yeah.
just a testament to what I do. That's just a testament of how I can control the crowd. That's just a testament of how I could switch it up like a chameleon real quick and be versatile, and a lot of people this entire season have got to work to their own strengths the whole entire time. Dude, I was working the majority of the season as a babyface, and I'm
Yeah.
not a
True.
babyface, and I
Yeah.
was killing the game. And people are still saying online that I'm the most entertaining. People are still saying that I'm the only reason they tune in. People are still saying that I'm looking fantastic out there, and the legends are saying that you're doing a good job.
In the
So
dad shorts.
yeah, and the dad shirts. Yeah, dude. I actually have a funny story about that. Like everybody keeps asking me. I wanted to make a video and put it on Instagram, but I haven't had the chance yet. I just got to get to it. I've been a little bit behind. But anyway, everybody keeps asking me like, "Bro, why'd you switch the fit or whatever?" Dude, so the first day of season two LFG, Sean came in and he said, I don't remember if they showed in the show or not, but he was like, "Hey, we want to see something different. We want to see something different from season one. Don't come in here the same. Don't come in here doing the same thing." And so I'm like, okay, I want to show people actually how true of a professional I am, how much more creative I am than everybody else. And Bubba actually pulled me aside too, and they didn't show. And he's like, "Hey, he's like, I want you to bring a different look. I want you to switch it up a little bit. I want you to go maybe something like more little rich or preppy or something like that." So I was like, "All right, bet." So that's when I came with the outfit. I was like, "All right, bro, I'm gonna rock this polo, dude. Collar popped off, sleeves off,
Yeah.
with the khaki chubbies, bro. Zin stuffed in the back pocket. I was like, this is about to be fire." And I rocked with it. And they didn't really highlight that, but I wanted to highlight that myself because it's only fair. Because I'm the only person, Nash, that listens to
Hmm.
direction. I'm the only one professional enough that could actually be different, that could switch it up and do something different and still be just as entertaining. You got the same guys doing the same thing. You got Shiloh Hill. Crazy. You got the same cheerleader, bro. You got the same Anthony Luke, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You got nobody took direction. You got the same Holyfield Warrior. Oh, nobody switched it up, bro. Nobody switched it up. Even my promo day with Charlotte Flair when we were delivering our monarchs and stuff like that, I switched up my monarch. Everybody did the same
Ooh.
monarch. I was the only guy. I think last season I went with West Coast Gangster, and then I think this season I can't remember, bro. But I said dipshit or something. I was the only guy thinking like, okay, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna stand out. But they don't want to highlight that in the show. They don't want to point that out. They don't want to tell my side of the story because they're haters, bro. They're haters, and they always want to see the number one guy fall. And so
Ah,
it is what it is. The people know the truth, the people recognize it, and they see it online, and that's all that matters.
yeah. Hey, man. Preach on, brother. Preach on. So you mentioned a certain name just a second ago. Charlotte Flair. Now, we've all
Hey,
seen the
Charlotte.
episode. We've all seen the episode. We've all heard the song. When's it coming out?
Yeah.
When's the song coming out on Spotify, brother? We gotta hear that one.
Dude, well, dude, we gotta make it happen, bro. I know that you be in the mix booth a little bit, dude. We gotta get it officially
Hey,
out there.
man, we
Apple
gotta make it happen.
Music.
Yo, but here's the thing. I remember we were kicking it a little bit after that episode happened, and
Yeah,
you told me a story, and you weren't sure if it was gonna make the show or not, and it didn't end up making the show. But if you look
bro.
closely during the scene, you can see part of this story sitting on the table in front of Charlotte, and Undertaker mentions it later on in the episode. So
Yes.
can you please share with the world this crazy story on how you gave Charlotte Flair your number, because it's genius.
Dude, yeah. So, bro, Naj, this low key pissed me off so bad because I was like, this would have been the most viral clip I mean, my clip already in itself went like super viral, but I was like, bro, this would have like escalated it like three times as much. But anyway, so the premise is, a lot of times they have to switch things up. They have to make timing on the show and stuff like that. But when we originally cut our promos in front of Charlotte, we had to hand Charlotte a note card. And on the note card, you had to write your name. You had to write your monarch, like West Coast Gangster, or Anthony Luke would be like Showtime. And then you had to put whether you were a heel or babyface. And Charlotte was supposed to be able to guess your monarch or kind of your image, what you're going for, and guess whether you're babyface or heel. So everyone's throwing out their cards, bro. And I'm like, dog, I'm like, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, bro. I was like, I gotta hit Charlotte Flair a card and she's gotta read it. I was like, all right, bet. So everybody's cutting the promos. Charlotte's trying to figure out whether a baby or heel. She's taking her time with everybody. I hand her my card. Go ahead and cut my promo. And like right away, she just goes, "Well, I wonder what this guy could be." And everyone's cracking up. She's just like, right away, bro. It was the quickest. She was like, heel right away, right? So then she flips over the note card and she sees my name, Sexy BJ Ray. And then in the middle, where you're supposed to write your monarch, I put my phone number and I said, call me. And then I ended it with heel and everybody, bro. As soon as she read it, you should have seen her face. She looked up the card and she was like, "There's no way you put your number on this card." And everyone started dying, bro. Booker
Oh
started
my
dying.
goodness.
Even Bubba. Bubba was like, BJ, he's like, please tell me you didn't put your real number on there, bro. And I was like, why wouldn't I put my real number, bro? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And so yeah, bro, everybody was dying. That's why I was mad. Like they put it in the show. Taker was even like, "Oh yeah, BJ even gave Charlotte's got BJ's number," and I was like, "Dude, nobody knows what he's talking about." But it
Oh
was
my
literally,
gosh.
it was old highlight, bro. And Charlotte was just dying, dude. She was dying. She was loving it. And Charlotte came up
King
to me
Riz right
backstage
there,
too.
man.
Yeah,
King
Charlotte came
Riz.
up to me backstage and she was like, "Bro, like just know that you're gonna make it." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "Dude," she was like, "You are so freaking entertaining." And she was like, "That what you're doing is so different from what anybody's ever done before." And she was like, "Just keep being you." And I was like, "All right, bet that queen. Hey yo."
Hey.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, dog. That's awesome. I hope y'all take notes from the
Yeah.
risk that BJ just laid down on Charlotte Flair. That's crazy. Hilarious
Yeah.
story, brother. I'm happy we got to share that. Thank you for, you know, choosing me to share that story with because that's
No,
great, bro.
100%,
That's
dude.
so good. So
It
we're
was
back to the
awesome.
LFG topic here. And we mentioned Bubba Ray, and now this is the second time Bubba's been your coach. Um, what's it like? I know we see he's kind of growing on you a little bit. Like he's also, vice versa. What's it like with you guys behind the scenes? Like, are you guys kind of like a father son, uncle nephew, like annoying step kid? What's going on there? You guys actually, learning to love each other a little bit more, or is the same kind of beef still there?
Dude, honestly, Naj, it's pretty much the same, bro. Like, Bubba's one of those guys where it's like, I'm one of those guys, dude, believe it or not, where it's like, I think people know I'm pretty unserious about everything. I kind of take everything as a joke. And like, I look at Bubba, bro, and it like cracks me up. Like, mine and Bubba's interactions, like behind the scenes, because bro's like actually beefing with me, like he's got a problem with me. And I'm like, bro, like, I'm like, this is just jokes, bro, like, chill. And and it's just he's one of those guys, bro. He's a hard ass, he's hard to get along with and whatever. And he's just I know what it is, dude, because I know guys like Bubba. He reminds me of an old high school coach. And it makes it even sweeter, dude, because I love trolling guys like this even more because they actually care. And like I could tell I get underneath their skin so bad. But like Bubba's one of those guys where as soon as day one on season one we started filming, Bubba likes to be the center of attention. Bubba, when the cameras are rolling and Bubba's in the room, he wants that camera dialed in on him. And unfortunately for Bubba,
Superstar.
when I'm in the peripheral of a camera or in a room with him, the camera's on me rather than him because I outshine Bubba, and that's the truth. And he's an old hag that doesn't want to let go of his career and doesn't want to let go of his spotlight. And so he's insecure about it. He's intimidated by it. And so that's why he always tries to shut it down every opportunity that he has. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, He's drinking a lot of haterade every morning, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I would have loved for Bubba to get on my side. I would have loved for him to back me and be like, yo, I was like a menacing heel back in the day. I want to help this kid. I want to help evolve him. I want to help develop this kid and like get behind me, bro. I could have totally seen me and Bubba as like a Paul Heyman, Roman type of deal. Like, dude,
Hey,
Bubba,
the
bro,
wise
Bubba.
Ray.
Yeah, if Bubba would
He's
have managed me, bro, could you imagine that? Called it the Rays, bro.
the
That would have been
race.
hilarious, bro. That would have been fire. Because I'll admit, bro, Bubba's a
You never
master of his
know,
work.
bro. You never
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I think Bubba's brilliant at his work, but Yeah, dude,
But
he's just a hard head, bro. And I mean, that's just how it is, bro. He just wants to hate on me every opportunity he
hey,
gets, and
hey, man,
you know,
tough love.
that's how it
It's tough
goes.
love.
Tough love.
I
Yeah.
believe it. I think sooner or later you two will actually see the same way, and the
Yeah.
raise will happen. The birth of the raise will happen, and it'll be something we'll talk about forever.
Yeah,
Maybe
100%.
Devon will show up. Who knows?
Yeah.
Might even get Spike. But any, but all right. So this is the moment that I've been waiting for, and I know you've been waiting for to get a little something off your chest.
Yeah.
Now, a couple episodes ago, there was an incident that happened between you and a certain LFG superstar that goes by the name of Trill London. Now, the story behind it is that during the match, a couple extra blows were thrown. I guess Michelle gave him some instruction to do so, but he didn't communicate to you, and
Yeah.
I guess that frustrated you a little bit. And
Yeah.
you went back, you had a couple words with him. Push comes to shove, Trill gets taken down in a double leg, and some words were said between the two of you. Now, what was going through your head, man? What happened here? Let's hear BJ's side of the story here.
Hey, before we get started, how sweet was that double, baby?
Yeah, that was crazy. But I texted you right after I watched the episode, and was
Yeah.
like, dog, as soon as I seen your head in his chest, I knew exactly what you were about to do, and like, I
Yeah.
knew it, dog. But yeah, man, what was going on there? What happened, brother?
Yeah, dude. So it was funny because at the end of the day, like I said, they always try to make me pan out to be the bad guy, and I have no problem with it. I'll laugh my way to the bank. But in this situation, I actually wasn't the bad guy. And, me and Tro, we go into a match, and Tro's a little Mama Michelle's boy, and he's always texting her, and oh, I want to get this, or pretend you help me protect this. Can you help me look this, like this? And so we're trying to put together this match. It's a headache. Trill's really green. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let this guy get all this stuff in. I'm gonna make this guy look good. I'm gonna make him look sweet. He's not wanting me to get my stuff in. It's all good. I'm telling Michelle, no, I'm gonna get this in because this makes sense. Blah 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 blah. So fast forward, we go into the match and we're wrestling, and basically we were telling like this, nut shot story. And basically I was giving Troll the whole match. I was giving him the whole back end of the match. We were establishing that I'm a heel, giving him the whole back end of the match, and he was getting the win. He's getting the fall. So I was like, okay, we're going through it. And there's supposed to be a spot in there where he's supposed to give me a couple shots, send me off reverse to my spinning spine buster. And bro, I walk into bro to come get him. Bro just starts firing up like he's Superman, bro. And he's just unloading punches, punches, punches. And here I am, just like, all right, bro. Like I was thinking in my head for a split second, like, okay, maybe I'll just cut him back down real quick, and then I'll just shoot him off right in my spine buster. But the problem with it is, throughout the match, you got to tell a story and you got to make things make sense. If I hit bro with a nut shot and cheap shot him in the very beginning while he's not paying attention, and then I'm beating him down and hit him with two more nut shots, and then all of a sudden his first hope spot, he gets up and just starts firing like he's Superman. Number one, it just makes everything I did to him look like crap and like it didn't even phase him or affect him at all. And number two, it's him going into business for himself, trying to make himself look like he's Superman. And that's not the story we're trying to tell. We're working with each other, we're dance partners, and it takes two to tango.
Mhm.
And so anyway, so we get to the back, and dude, I'm cool about most situations. I don't say anything. And I even I told him in a very subtle way. I was like, hey, just going forward, make sure that you tell me if you're gonna do this or switch something up, because we made it very clear, because I was like, this is gonna be the sequence. You're gonna give me two shots. There's two shots, setting me off. First hope spot, because I already gave him, as you guys saw, I gave him a second giant hope spot where he freaking doubled me, was beating me up on top of me. That's where you get the lick in. That's where you go crazy because you have to, and you're down and out in the fight or whatever like that. So anyway, we go into it, and Trill, he's just like, oh well, Michelle told me to, and I'm just like, bro, first of all, what kind of comment is that? Right? Because it's as simple as, if I'm working with somebody and they said that, I'd be like, oh, bro, my bad, that's on me. I got you next time, and give them some confirmation that you're kind of picking up what they're putting down, especially if they felt some sort of way. And then they're beautiful at editing. They cut down things and they mute down things. And I don't know how they do it, but editor's magic, you could
I was
imagine.
wondering
And
about that.
so and so I was like, bro, just after I said that, he's like, well, Michelle told me to. I was like, next time, I was like, well, you're not wrestling Michelle, you're wrestling me. So next time, just tell me. And he's like, I'll do whatever I want. and they didn't play that part in the whatever, but he said it in the Trill Hardy cocky way. Oh yeah, well, I do whatever I want. And I was like, okay, well, you could do whatever you want, but next time I'm gonna beat the shit out of you in the ring. And what's funny is a lot of people like don't understand, like, from a wrestling point of view, like that's the wrestling game. That's the name of the nature. Like, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm actually just gonna like, full on attack this guy for real in the ring and just beat the shit out of him. But I'm saying I'm gonna get rough and I'm gonna chop him back down. I'm gonna shut him down instead of letting him go off like Superman, and I'm gonna get us back on track. And so he starts walking away, and he starts saying something or whatever, and I was talking to my coach Winkler, and I was like, he's like, oh, but you won't do something now, you won't do something. So I literally was standing right there and I stood on the line, and they kind of cut it to where it made it seem like it happened quicker, but he was a good
Yeah.
distance away.
Hmm.
And I said, you don't want that, bro. I was like, you don't want that smoke. And he started walking up to me. And as you guys saw, I said, hey, don't touch me. Don't touch me. Because normally I wouldn't even let somebody get close. If it was a guy like Jasper Troy or somebody like that, I wouldn't even let him get close, bro. I ain't trying to take a
Yeah.
shot from one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? You might not come back from a shot from one of those guys. So you gotta keep them at a healthy distance, like Uncle Shell's son. But Trill, I saw him coming closer and I saw his painted fingernails, and I was like, okay, I could let this guy get a little bit close. I said, I ain't got nothing to worry about here, bro. And so, he comes up and he puffs his chest on me and he bumps me, and you guys could saw it, try to peacock me. And as soon as he touched me, bro, it's game on. That's just the way I was raised. If you touch me, you put your hands on me, you put your body on me, anything, it's game on. And he wasn't ready for that because a guy like Trill's soft. A guy like Trill has never experienced true violence, and he doesn't understand how fast violence goes down. And I was generous. They cut it to save Trill and save his ego and save his reputation, because I literally took Trill down so fast and I full mounted him. I just held him down like a little kid, like a little infant, like a little toddler. And I was like, hey, calm down, bro. Calm down. I'm gonna let you up. Calm down. Calm down. And they cut it to where you could see me pushing off of him and Harlem grabbing
Mm.
me and Shiloh grabbing Trill. But dude, that's basically how it went down. And
Yeah.
everybody could see it. You can't hide in the editing. Everybody saw me saying, bro, don't touch me, don't touch me. And bro
Hmm.
decided to pull up on me. And honestly, I'm kind of glad looking back that it did happen, because obviously it's never good for things like that to happen,
Right. Right.
backstage. But I'm glad that people got to see the real side of me. A lot of people will take my kindness for weakness. So, oh, BJ, goofy, blah, 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 but they forget who I am. You know what I'm saying? They forget where I come from.
Yeah. There
They
was a reason why
forget.
Harlem ran over as fast as he did.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly. And you
Harlem
and you
said,
know
"Oh,
that.
shh."
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. And you know that, bro. You know the real me. You know my background. You know what I do, and I'm about my business, and I handle my business accordingly.
Right.
And so it was a whole mess or whatever. But I said, hey, dude, bro, pulled up on me. He touched me. Yeah, I was exchanging some words, but I never walked over 10 feet close distance and touched the guy or anything. He
Hmm.
started it. He's the one that came over to me. He touched me, he bumped me with his chest, and as soon as that, I don't know what the guy's gonna do. I have every right to protect myself. I'm not gonna wait to get hurt and be like, "Oh, now the fight's begun." Hell no, bro. I'm gonna handle it before it even got
You said
started,
West
bro. And
Coast gangster.
yeah, West Coast gangster, bro. When you come from the mean streets, bro, like growing up in the OC, you just see a lot of these things all the time. And bro, you can't let him get close, bro. You can't let him get close. And nah, so it was, dude, it was funny, but I just dumped him on his ass, and bro, it was hilarious because the whole time bro's like in the clip that they posted or they edited in there afterwards, and he's like, "Oh yeah, if you try me, this is what happens. I gotta show people." Bro, what are you talking about? You got put on your ass, dog. If we are in prison, you would be holding my pocket, Joe Hardy. I don't know why you're trying to sound all cocky and talking
Wow.
like this and all that, and that you showed something, bro. You didn't show anything. I just took your man card from you, and then you got saved. You got saved by freaking Harlem Lewis, and you got saved by Shiloh Hill. That's all. That's
Oh,
all that
wow.
happened. But
Wow. Is there
but yeah,
still beef?
bro,
Is there still beef going on right now? Y'all good? Like, did you guys make
dude.
up?
Yeah, not with me, bro. Not with me. I never had beef with nobody, bro. Like me, I
That's
was
good.
I was
That's
very
good.
old school, dude. I was very old school, dude. Like, you handle your business, things get heated, whatever. But I'm sure a little fingernail boy, painted fingernail boys, running around still holding a little grudge about it. But hey, that's on him. I'm so
Well,
far past that.
hopefully
And
I'll get him on here sometime, and I'll be able to ask him, and we'll be able to
yeah.
see
And
if the
what's funny,
saga
dude,
continues.
what's funny is Michelle came out on social media, and she was like, oh yeah, like she was trying to kind of like make fun of me, like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Tell him to like throw two and a half. punches or whatever or this. And Trill even said afterwards, he's like, "Oh, Michelle told me to get extra in."
Mhm.
What the fuck is that? We're professional. This is a business. Get extra. And imagine I just start doing some shit in a match and I hit him with extra body slam and tell him to stay down. And then hit extra moves. And I'm like, oh, sorry, bro. I just had to get extra in. Bubba told me to get extra in.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that's literally the definition of going into business for yourself, especially when you're that green. Now, if something happened in the match and I was working with a more seasoned vet and it made sense, like I was and we're feeling it in the match, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense right here. No issues whatsoever. But Trill Hardy is nowhere near that level. And plus what he did made absolutely zero sense. It just totally just made the story not make sense. And I had to get us back on track because that's what I do every single match I go into. I'm a ring
Well,
general. But
well,
yeah, and so it was just, bro, it was just like, yeah, what is that? So like basically Michelle admitted and Trill admitted that Michelle basically told him, like, hey, yeah, go into business for yourself, make yourself look good.
hmm,
And here I am just like, bro, what the hell what is that? Like it was just a stupid comment. It was a stupid comment to make. And a stupid comment. What kind of stupid comment is that? Oh, well, Michelle told me to. Well, like I said, you're not wrestling Michelle, you're wrestling me. So if we're planning something and you're extremely green, Trilla, and you haven't been around here long, and I'm helping you the whole match and I'm guiding you and you're forgetting your spots and I'm telling you, hey, and talking to you through the whole match, don't decide to just go off and freaking tee off like Superman. Just stick to the script. You're right. As people evolve and people make good points, and like, oh well, when you're wrestling, because I had people talk to me out there and like sometimes you throw stuff in there. No shit, Sherlock. I understand that, but not when you're that green and not when you have it planned and not when it's that short of a match and it's a 4-minute match. Just stick to the game plan, run the play. Let's get through this LFG match and make it happen. And so
well,
that's kind of what happened.
well. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is. There's the sexy BJ Ray story and feelings about the Trill
Trill
moment, man.
Hardy. Trill Hardy.
Trill Hardy, aka Trill Hardy line. All
Trill
right,
Hardy legend.
but yeah, man, that's wild. I hope you guys make up. I hope, like you said, you're not holding a grudge. I hope he's not holding one either, because we've also, like I said in conversations we've had before, you've mentioned that you guys are like a brotherhood in that locker room.
Yeah.
Truthfully, like a lot of you guys were there before LFG was even created, and a
Yeah.
lot of you guys have gone in different directions since then. Like you got some guys that are in Dark State now. You got some guys that are still with you in LFG. And I didn't know if maybe you had a story from, those brotherhood moments in those early days that you would like to share with us. I know you guys were the truck boys for a while.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, bro, that's probably like my favorite. That's like my favorite memories with the guys. Probably working in the truck because we'll go down and we'll do these live shows all throughout Florida, and we have a good group of guys that we all do unload the truck with. And
Yeah.
dude, it's just that's like the funnest memories because we're all in there. We take off our shirts, we're sweating, unloading the truck, having a good time. You got freaking Shiloh and Anthony Luke and Osiris and all these guys, singing their hearts out. We got the speaker blasting, having a great time. And so that's definitely like a peak, boys moment for me. And I try to capture it sometimes. And I try to make those videos that you guys see, truck boys, dancing videos and stuff like that and make it fun and keep it lighthearted.
Yeah,
But no, yeah, it's definitely, there's a lot of bro moments that go on in the locker room and stuff like that. And like I said, everybody, there's going to be animosities here and there, anywhere you go. But for the most part, dude, I love NXT and we're a great culture and everybody, it's a good and everybody gets along pretty well. And, you know, I mean, I'm the annoying little brother of NXT, bro.
yeah.
They put up with me. They
We
put
love
up
it.
with me. Yeah, they love it. But yeah, like I said, no grudges on my end. Women hold grudges, bro. Men, you handle your shit and you move on, bro. You handle it,
Yeah.
you move on, and that's exactly what happened. And you shake hands, and we shook hands afterwards. We talked with who we had to talk with, and it's over.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Well, all right, man. We're getting towards the end of this interview here. I only got one more question left for you, and that's basically like at the end of the day, what is your driving force, BJ Ray? Because you're very unpredictable, but you're consistent as hell, brother. Like
Yeah.
you never disappoint. So what is it this driving you, man? Like what is it? What's going on in that head of yours?
Dude, I think for me, it's just like, in the great words of Sir Isaac Newton, a body in motion stays in motion. The body at rest stays at rest. So I think for me, it's just, I believe in the power of momentum. And, Rolling Stone gathers moss. And I think that for me, I'm just like, as soon as I commit to something or I'm going to do something, I want to be the best at it. And I want to hit it as hard as I can, all gas, no brakes. And so that's just my mindset, dude, and everything I do. And so I just try to stay on top of it, and I just try to do as much as I can anywhere I can. Um, any opportunity that anybody gives me, I take the opportunity. Like I said, I've changed the culture here in NXT. Nobody was doing as much as they're doing on social media. That changed because I came in and what I was doing on social media and how popular I was getting, and everybody took notice and everybody started doing that. And so, yeah, bro, it's just one of those things that's always been a part of me. I don't, there's so many things. It's hard. We'll have to dive deeper into it later on another time, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of driving forces. There's things in the past, things you feel you got a lot to prove. There's just other aspects of the point being that I just love to entertain and I love to have fun and I love this job and everything that it's about, and so it's fun to me and I love trolling, and so it makes it better that I get to do it the way that I'm doing it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. There's just a lot of driving forces, and like I said, I think like one of the biggest things is the amount of people that believe in me and that want to see me succeed. And what's funny is on a face level, on a base level, you see a lot more of the hate, like when you're on social media and people saying things and whatever. But I always try to look for the good, and I always look at the amount of people that are behind me and the people backing me, and I'm just like, yo, like, I got these people supporting me. They believe in me. I got people like Charlotte Flair coming up to me saying, dude, you got it. Like, keep going.
Yeah.
I've got guys like you telling me, bro, like day one, you recognizing that in me that I didn't even know. I'm just this young kid out here just starting this business, and I'm just like, yo, just having fun, whatever, taking it unserious. And so I think that I got a lot I want to get done, and I get a lot I want to accomplish. And you get older in life and you're like, okay, you come to some realizations and you're like, this is how you got to do things, and there's things that you do in the past. And it sounds cliche, but people are like, when you're in high school or you're in college and people are like, oh, you're gonna have regrets, dude. I'm 26 years old and I have regrets. And so I just look at those things and those examples where I could have worked harder, more things that I could have done. And I'm just like, okay, that's never gonna happen again. Going forward, I'm going to win every single thing I do, every opportunity. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna devour it, and I'm gonna be unstoppable, and nobody's gonna stop me. Nobody's gonna stop me because if I'm focused on something, Nosh, like if I have my mindset on something and I'm driven towards something and I'm focused, nobody could hit that goal better than me. I'm basically impregnable, bro, unstoppable. And that's just my mindset, and that's the way I think, that's the way I believe. And so I'm like, okay, I'm focused on this. I'm focused on being the greatest WWE superstar that the world's ever seen. And I know that it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say I think or I believe that it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen because I know what I'm capable of. And so I just gotta stay on top of it, and that's my driving force. Just
Oh
keep
yeah.
keep rolling with the momentum, keep going.
That's right, man. Well, damn, man. Thank you so much for that. That was a hell of an answer, bro. Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Hope. Wow. Well, all right, Doug. Thank you so much for joining the show again, bro. It's been unreal having you on here a second time. Absolute pleasure. It's uh, Man, you just made me so proud, bro. All of us. Like it's been a long, long, long journey ever since you just sitting in the Chase U section, looking at us wild when we go say some of the crazy things we were saying. And nah, dog, it's insane.
Craziness, bro, from standing
Insane to
up in the
think about.
Chase U section with the title,
Yep.
trolling everybody.
Amazing business, man. But yo, thank you so much. If you want to tell everybody where they can follow you, follow the BJ Ray journey before I get you up out of here, brother. I'm gonna hit that music while you hit that promo.
Yes, sir. Hey, yo, you already know, baby. West Coast gangster, straight from the mean streets of the OC. Come on now. Sexy BJ Ray, bro. That's all it is. That's all it ever has been on every platform. Twitter, X, Instagram, sexy BJ Ray, bro. You already know. We with the girls in the parking lot. G, they trying to get up in the parking lot. They trying to get up in the club, see me and Naj. Type shit. But nah,
All
yeah.
right,
Just
man.
check it out, bro. Check it out. Follow it all.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for being here, man. Everybody say see ya to Mr. BJ Ray. See you later, Doc. Yo, well, thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 58. This has been NXT with NaJee, a part of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders. Wait. Before I get to that part, I'm going to say it one more time. I got to plug it in. NXT Homecoming. It's Tuesday, September 16th at Full Sail. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is sold the hell out. I told y'all it was going to be sold out, and it is sold the hell out. But like I said, this has been NXT with NaJee, a part of the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show, and also a part of bodyslam.net. This has been the Sexy BJ Ray edition, y'all. That's right. We are getting ready to head up out of here. I'll catch you guys next week. See ya. That's great.
Life is for the dreamers like me. Gently down the stream.